Hey, welcome to another edition, a Monday night edition
Ooh,
of
Austin Dakine, how are you?
I'm tired. It's Monday evening. We've worked, we've had flag football, but yesterday you were tired because you had a big day. So we agreed to do it today. Um,
Yes.
Talk to me about yesterday. Why did we not record on our normal Sunday, Coach Pusky?
Yesterday, one of our talented young players, KK Ramsey, was competing in the Elite 11 tournament in Orlando, the
Ooh,
regional tournament
ooh.
competition, not really tournament. But she was down there with another one of our freshmen, Kate Smith, and they were competing with some of the best players in the state of Florida. It was really awesome to see some pretty cool people out there helping them out, and former NFL guys, um, and some of the USA team coaches. So it was a really neat experience, and it was basically a day of sitting on the bleachers, being a fan, and
Yeah.
watching the players compete. And I I can't imagine what it felt like being a player out there. First of all, because the experience was phenomenal, and I think it was first class. They really did a good job with it. But being in the stands, I felt like a rotisserie chicken.
Wow.
Um, it
On
was
those
so
was it
hot.
aluminum
Yes,
stands?
it was
Man.
West Orange High School. Remember, played
I
there a couple
do.
years ago for
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, we had a playoff game there. Um that didn't go so well. It's first round, right?
Yeah,
2021,
2022, 23. It
2023.
was
So
Kirby's junior year, senior year,
senior year.
Kirby's senior year.
Yep, they were good. That team was good.
Very good team.
Tell me, so this is a regional called the Elite 11, right?
Hmm.
Was it like a combine format? Was it like a tournament format?
Yeah,
How did they do it? And how
so it's
many
really
kids were there?
on the boys' side there were more. I want to say the boys had between 20 and 30 quarterbacks. The
Whoa,
girls had about 13.
whoa,
Um, and they competed in combine drills. Your typical, they had the laser 40 with the cameras out.
yep.
They had broad jump. They had a few other, the 10 5 10 10 or 5 10 5 drill. And it was awesome. And our girl KK had the top combine score out of all quarterbacks there.
Nice.
So competing her butt off as usual.
So
And
what does that mean? What does that mean with the top combine scoring? Like she wins the regional,
I
and
don't,
then
yeah, but I
is
don't
there like
know.
Elite 11 for the boys? Does she go on to
Yeah.
that?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's like that. I think it's they've expanded it to this point, but I'm not sure if they're doing the national stuff yet with
Okay.
that. But so I don't know. It was all new to me. It's only been going on for a couple years with the girls. If you remember Jackie Figueredo,
Yeah.
her senior year, she was invited, but that's when the whole COVID thing happened and it
Yeah.
got canceled. So
Ah,
that was the first year. So it's been around for about 4 years, I think.
yeah. That's cool.
It was
And
fun.
so this is now coming on the tail end of the season. Uh,
Hmm.
let's talk about that. Tell us how the season ended for you guys. I know you guys just finished up. How did it go? How did you expect it to go? And what is happening moving forward?
So the season is not over yet.
Ooh, okay. The regular
We
season.
Yes, regular season went well.
Okay, how did it
Um,
finish?
we ended the regular season 13 or 12 and 3.
Okay.
12 and 3. We lost to a very good Newsom team who, in the past 3 years, has won a state championship, made the Final Four, and made the Final Eight.
Wow.
Very good team. No, I'm so sorry. They won the state championship, lost in the state championship, and made the Final Four. I believe is what it
Wow.
was. And then we lost to Robinson, who is the 8-time 1A state champions. We played them pretty well to the end. They beat us 14-7.
Hmm.
And then we dropped a game to St. Pete, who is
Hmm.
a pretty good up and coming team. We just they caught us on a day where we weren't playing our best, and they took advantage of us and our mistakes.
Yikes.
So district tournament, we were the 1 seed and went into a game against your former buddy, Bo Puckett. Just
Yeah.
still your buddy, but former coaching buddy.
Yep.
They took us. We were winning the whole game. I'll say that we were controlling the game pretty well, and in the fourth quarter they came on, made some adjustments, and beat us deep on a play, tied it up, and beat us in overtime 14-13.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Overtime 14-13.
and
Okay.
here's the fun. You ready?
Ready.
This Wednesday night, regional game against Plant at Plant. So first
Wow.
round of regionals, we got a rematch.
Rematch. We want you,
We're
Bo.
coming, Bo Puckett.
Go, Bo. Here's something interesting. Ready? So in those kind of games, and we've all had those kind of games, right? They're tight, and you are 50-50 as to whether you're going to get on the right side or the wrong side of that scorecard.
Hey, East Lake this year for our boys team.
Yeah. So you lose in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
And as a coach, right, you are always trying to find the
Right
words, the right thing to say. I mean, you have teenage kids that are heartbroken, and for some of them, it's like the world ended.
Oh, there were tears everywhere.
Yeah, and guess what? There's nothing like the right consoling words from a head coach or from an assistant coach, right? What was your message to the girls after such a heartbreaking loss in the district final?
I actually borrowed some words of wisdom from one of my favorite TV shows.
Ooh. What's the TV show?
If you have not seen it, Ted Lasso
is
an incredible show because it's funny. First of all, it'll make you laugh nonstop, but there's so many great lessons, coaching lessons in there for players. He's a football coach that goes to England to coach a premier soccer team. He's brought there kind of as a joke because this lady won the team in a divorce settlement, and she wants to tank the team to get back at her ex-husband. Oh, wow. And he ends up becoming like this amazing leader over there.
Awesome.
Which kind of shows you like leadership in any environment can be successful. You just have to, keep on grinding at it. That's why I think coaches make great teachers. I think, there's a lot of different areas they can lead in, but the message was essentially that there is one thing or something worse in this world than being sad, and that's being alone and being sad. And none of you are alone tonight. You're here with each other and your family. So be sad now, be angry, and then be a goldfish, because goldfish has the shortest memory. And onward and upward onto the next one. And so watching that the first time on TV, I was like boo-hoo, sobbing, and my wife's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "You gotta understand, it's so good. It's such a good message." Yeah. So, and then we had film this morning, and we're back hunting. We're ready to go. The girls are hungry, and they want a rematch.
Ted Lasso, thank you for your words of wisdom.
Oh, so good, man.
Like and follow.
Like and follow Ted Lasso. You need to get on Ted Lasso train.
Okay, I'll check it out. I'm not a big TV watcher.
This isn't TV. This is art.
Really?
So good.
Okay.
So good.
I know that guy, and he's a comedian, but
he's phenomenal.
He is
Jason Bateman.
That's it. Jason Bateman. Okay, so
Jason Bateman? I think it's Jason Bateman.
No, Jason Bateman is the guy that's on Narcos.
Jason Sudeikis.
Jason Sudeikis.
Oh man, Perez is shaking his head so much right now.
Oh, I should have got this right to begin with. Dang it.
Bateman was Ozarks. My bad.
Ozarks. Oh my gosh, we're wrong on all the fronts. Sorry, Coach Perez. We suck tonight. It's Monday night. We usually do this Sunday morning. We're wide awake.
Looks like somebody's got to. And you know what he's saying right now? You suck on Sunday too.
You dummies. But listen, so Wednesday night, you guys are up against Plant at Plant for the regional
quarterfinals.
Okay, and then
we are heading there to give them the treatment that they just gave us on our field.
Okay, fair enough. And what happens and who happens after Plant?
what happens is more than likely 99.9% that we will be facing off against our longtime rival, who's no longer in our district, the Alonzo Ravens,
Oh,
defending state champions.
oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go.
That's tough. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, it's a tough go, but if you don't
Absolutely.
if you don't go in swinging, you're not going to come out swinging, right?
Incredible program, right? They've
Yeah,
kind of put flag on the map with Robinson in this,
yeah,
not only in this area but in the state. They're the two national teams for Nike.
yeah.
And anytime you get a chance to play a team like that, it's awesome
Amazing.
because
It's
you get
amazing.
to go in there, the underdog.
Yeah,
No one's expecting
yeah.
anything of you,
Throwing haymakers. Go for
and we're
it.
just going after it, man. Have
Speak.
fun.
Listen. Speaking of haymakers, did you see UFC 300?
I saw the outcome. I didn't see
Oh
the whole
my
fight.
gosh. That listen, if that is not a UFC Hall of Famer, I don't know what is. That's Max Holloway. If you didn't watch it, UFC 300, final round, final seconds. He's a Hawaiian warrior. He stands in the middle of the ring. He calls in Justin Gaethje, and they just start working. And that's a like a special teams play. Like it's a home run or it's nothing. And
Let's
sometimes
go.
they
Yeah.
just swing wildly and then ding ding ding, it's over the last 10 seconds. Or like this one with 1 second left, Max Holloway puts one right on his button and knocks him out. People are in shock. And I see why, but I don't see why. Because he has done that in like every single fight that he's been in. Fittingly, they fought for a title called the BMF, which is the bad mother beep. Um, but amazing. Anyways, as an aside, if you saw that, phenomenal. And hoping and wishing and praying that you guys get a double knockout, one on Plant, and then the other one on
Why are we
Alonzo.
throwing punches? It's a non-contact sport. We're not throwing punches. We're having fun.
Oh yeah, my bad, my bad.
Pulling flags.
So let's shift gears. Let's shift gears.
I'm gonna shift gears and I'm gonna put you on the spot.
No, okay,
You might
fine.
not like it. You might not
Go
like
ahead.
it.
Go ahead.
So between Gregory and I, we've kind of been laying the groundwork for our core of like stud flag players to make it out to an Austin Sunday workout. We just want to let you know, are you ready to have a few girls who can go get it at a workout?
The answer is yes. So every Sunday at my house, I have a 60-yard track, a turf track, that we flip tires on, that we push sleds on. We do some speed and agility stuff on it. And I've been doing it since we moved here, which is 8 years to this house, but we used to do it at Calusa Trace Park for as long as I've been at Steinbrenner, so 15 years. In that time, we have had, let me count them. We've got a couple girls out there, including my neighbor, who she is
Stud.
a stud beach volleyball player. She's currently committed to USC. But we have had a couple of other gals out lifting. I have a soccer player at Academy of the Holy Names.
Mm-hmm.
She's a stud too. I have had, who else have I had out there? I have had a couple girls.
Your old teammate's daughter?
Yes, my old
Rugby?
teammate's daughter, who she's a soccer player, stud. Kyra Patterson, who is
Stud.
a stud. She's been out there too.
We got a couple girls that are ready to take the challenge. One's committed to Georgetown for soccer,
Wow.
and she works out at Trench in the mornings
Okay.
before our practices, so like 5 a.m.
Wow.
And then a couple of our younger girls who are big time athletes, they're like, let's go.
Yeah.
So Greg,
Look,
they're like, how bad is it? And Gregory's like, hey, you might cry. You might cry.
that's funny. Listen, I'm ready. I have thought at one point, no, let's just keep this to football. Then I was like, oh no, let's keep this to the football and the rugby kids. And then, oh, let's keep this to the football, the rugby, and the wrestlers. And then the football, the rugby, the wrestlers, the track and field. I'm like, you know what? Let's just open it. Because the best part about it, and I heard this today, right, on a podcast, which was phenomenal. The guy said the weight room is the most honest place that you can be because nobody can fake what you do in there. Like 300 pounds was 300 pounds when cavemen were picking up rocks and putting them down. That never changed. Now they just have these fancy colored bumper plates with numbers on them, but the weight is still the same. So um, I'm 100% for it. How many girls are we thinking?
I mean, you give me a number, we'll make it happen.
Yeah,
But probably 3 or 4.
fine. Let's do it. I think it's something that if they're tough enough, it doesn't have to be physically tough enough. If you're tough
They're
enough
tough.
to endure um, just the workload and the conversations out there, which are sometimes not appropriate, um, uh, then you'll be fine. You'll be fine if you can just gut it out. But we've had a lot of guys go through there and gals go through there. So yeah, I think those gals would be more than welcome. But I'm still waiting for Gregory to come back out because
Well,
yeah,
he's already on me. We were supposed to be back yesterday. We'll be back next week.
whatever. Oh
We
my
will. We will.
groin. Uh,
He keeps injuring his ankle, so he's got to have the papa talk with you that stretching is a thing.
well, he's got. Sometimes kids need to have that coming to Jesus conversation. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, do we really want to do this? Because if we don't want to do this, we don't have to do this. Let's just stop wasting our time. You know what I mean? Or you know what? This conversation, you like this one.
Golden Dragon.
No, listen, everybody is hurt, right? But there's a difference between hurt and injured. Are you hurt or are you injured? That's a good one. The one I like using with my 6-year-olds at the Lutz Chiefs for youth football is listen, I understand you're crying, and crying is a normal emotion, but now is not the right time, right? What is more important, breathing or crying? Because they're like snot. But he pulled my arm, and I'm like,
Ooh, mommy
I,
brought a Happy Meal.
I got it. But do you think this is the right time to cry or the right time to play? And I go, listen, at the end of the game, we will cry together. I'll cry with you. But let's compartmentalize those things. And I think it's a change because when you and I were kids, it was men don't cry or suck it
Sure.
up, right?
Yeah.
And I'll
Be a
be
man.
yeah, be a man. I'd be lying to you if I said that I didn't start off my coaching career like that. And then somewhere along the line, I was like, you know what? That's you're still dismissing that person. So another coach down the line said to me, look, you need to validate your players' feelings before anything else. And so when you look at them and you say, you know what? I understand. And being upset or being nervous or being scared is totally normal. But now you've kind of captured their attention because you haven't put the cart before the horse. You're going, I get your emotions, this and I understand them and I validate them, but let's put them in the right spot. And I
You
think
sound like Ted
learning,
Lasso right now.
oh, Ted
You're
Lasso,
Ted Lasso. You're Ted
hello,
Lasso.
Ted Lasso. I'm gonna have to watch it now. Now that you've
Dude, so
you
good.
really, I'm excited. So to answer your question in the very long version that we've been like we normally the long-winded versions of everything that we have when we talk. Yes, bring the girls out. I'm down. Um, Two, let's shift gears
Mm.
to your first college commit, like college scholarship
Yes.
for
How awesome is
flag
that?
football. Tell us a little bit about her. Tell us a little bit about the college, and because we've done it before, talk to us a little bit about like the college recruiting and scholarship how that compares and contrasts to the boys football.
So currently, flag is a scholarship sport in NAIA.
And they,
Um,
yep.
and NCAA will be adding their first conference this coming fall. It's going to be up in the Division III North East region,
Okay.
and a couple of the historic Black universities have just added teams and plan on getting into it before anybody else. So, pretty awesome time to see it moving, especially with the Olympics in 4 years coming up.
Yep.
The national teams have just named their rosters. And for the first world rankings, which you have in rugby, just came out for flag. So that was pretty cool as well to see US listed as number one in both
On
men's
both
and
men and
women's.
women?
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Brielle Edmiston came to us as a quiet freshman, standing a whole like 4'10", and it's funny because the first like couple weeks, she great tryout, great hands, good speed, moves well.
Yep.
And then we start our morning practices, and she's coming a little bit late every day, walking it up. Team's already stretching, and every day I would turn to my sister. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to do this with this kid. Like, she's driving me nuts. And my sister over and over, like, well, why don't you talk to her and see what the story is? So
Yeah.
just like what we just talked about, validating and making sure you. So come to find out, mom was kind of taking her and her sister around on her own, and she's helping raise sister at home. And just over the past couple of years of just building that relationship and just learning about her as a person and all the amazing things that she's doing for her family and in the community. It's just, she was named a captain this year.
Nice.
And become one of the best captains we've had. I mean, she's writing up game scripts and scouting reports for the team every night before games. So it's awesome, man. It's just like she loves the sport, and she plays basketball at the school as well. And we're trying to figure out what she was going to do for college. She's like, maybe I'll go to community college, maybe I'll go to trade school. I don't know yet. She wanted to stay kind of close to home, and out of nowhere, she's like, hey, if I wanted to put a film together, could you help me get in touch with some schools? I'm like, absolutely, let's do it. So over spring break, she worked on her huddle film, kept sending it back to me for, hey, what do you think of this? What should I do? What should I change? And we put it out on Twitter, and within probably about 24 hours, she had 3 offers from different schools.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really cool. She had a lot of interest from coaches around the state. Some coaches recently just jumped in right after she already decided where she wanted to go. And she'll be close to home. She'll be able to come and see her sister play still. Her sister's a freshman at Steinbrenner this year.
Nice.
And she's playing for us. So she's just a phenomenal kid, and awesome family. Her grandfather was a Memphis PD officer, and they're down now, and her grandparents are at all the games. Her uncles come out sometimes. Her mom's there. So just a great family, very supportive, and they're a huge part of what we do with our program, and we're going to miss her a lot.
That's awesome.
So
That's
hoping to get her a couple more games.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Get them, send them out and send them finish their high school careers the right way, right? Now tell me, with her, like with every athlete, right? They come in with a specific kind of skill sets. They come in with a different kind of personality, right? And each one of them are different. Where do you think your influence, at what level and to what degree, in what area did your influence pay on this particular player in person?
Girls' side is a little different because I feel like on the girls' side, there's more of a learning curve. But it happens quicker because I mean she was in Pennsylvania playing boys tackle football before she moved down.
Oh wow!
And so she knew football pretty decently. But with girls, a lot of the time, and this is what's kind of cool, is there's a shift happening because over the past 10, 15 years, we'd have these athletes, we'd find them in playing soccer or volleyball, basketball, and you're like, you're a really good athlete. You should come out for flag. I don't know anything about flag. I've never played. I'm like, don't worry about that. We'll teach you. And what's happening now is with all these youth programs like Pirate Bay over in Land O'Lakes area, do an incredible job. Yeah. And these kids come in understanding the football game better than some of the boys do. And so it's really cool because we're starting to see a shift where we can teach concepts way ahead of where we used to be able to. So something you were trying to install mid-season, you can do in preseason now with a lot of the girls. So it's really neat to see that. With Brielle, I think the biggest influence I think I've had on her would be helping her come out of her shell and just be comfortable with who she was in this world. And I hope I'm right with that.
Yeah. Coach
You know, I
Fritz,
just
double check that.
I don't really. She was real quiet, like I said. Like freshman year, it'd be like, "Hey, Bree, come here. It's Brielle. Hey, Bree, come here. It's Brielle." So, you know me. I don't give up on stuff, so I just keep hounding her and messing around and joking with her, and then now she gives it right back to me. So it's really funny.
That's great. And what message do you have for her as a takeaway? I mean, you always have one for all your athletes, but her being the first actual college commit, um, what message do you have for her as a legacy leaving behind, or a legacy, beginning a legacy for Steinbrenner flag football?
So with my flag girls, I've started a new tradition where I give the seniors all a card when they leave the last banquet and kind of thank them for the things that they've done for the program and give them some personal notes on what they've meant to me as a coach and how they've helped me be a better coach. And hers is really going to be just starting with a thank you. And it's a thank you for kind of just trusting the process and being the first person to be brave enough to kind of take that first leap into the college game from our program.
Yeah.
A lot of the girls, we have plenty of girls that are talented enough to do it. And some of them are, they want to go to Florida. They want to go to Florida State. They're not sure if they want to go to the small college and they still want to play, but what matters to them more is not that. So
Yeah.
she kind of I think she kind of put the horse on the back per se, and I think it's going to kind of open the floodgates over the next few years because the just outreach from the other players and the JV girls, they were so excited. They're like, "Wait, we can do this!" So it's pretty cool to finally have the first one that's like, "Let's go!" And now you have just this whole group of girls now who are on the younger team and her sister's friends who are kind of like, oh man, that's awesome. She's kind of like the vision now, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that's
that's
pretty
what I'm
awesome.
saying. It's an interesting weight that she's going to have to carry because she's the first.
Mm.
But likewise, there's a ton of firsts that are happening in flag football right now, with it going into the Olympics, with its first national team, with its first world rankings. It's always incredibly difficult, right? To blaze the trail, but more importantly, somebody has to be brave enough to actually, cut through the thicket.
Yeah,
Have
be
to
the
have to
torchbearer.
get through the tough stuff and plod through the tough yards, for the people behind them that they may never ever know or meet, right? And I think that's always really cool too, is seeing the program, because I started when you and I coached together. That was at the very beginning, really, of the flag football program, and it was a spinoff of the Powder Puff Games, and then all of a sudden it started taking on a life of its own, and now it's at a point where it's going into the college game, and so I think some of these athletes who were 50-50, some marginal soccer players, some marginal basketball players, some marginal, track athletes. Now they have an avenue to actually, accomplish and succeed in another sport that is what the fastest growing sport in the United States currently, and even more so, there's a pathway to the greatest sporting event in the history of sporting events, which is the Olympics. So I think that's super cool. And now we're at a position where, Steinbrenner has joined the mix And I think you have been doing phenomenal as a coach for those guys, gals. Um, and I think it's guys like you and Coach Matt and guys like Coach Bo who who have who
I
have,
see
have
you.
taken the time, right, efforts and run those hard yards for the gals to get to where they're at now. Isaac, come on up.
What's up,
He,
Isaac?
he really wanted to do this. Here, come on up here. Say hi to Coach Greg.
Hi.
Hey, buddy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I want to congratulate you. I heard you've been playing some great ball lately. You having fun with it?
Yeah.
And you got to keep working. You got to take the coaching, make sure you're learning things, but most importantly, have fun while you're doing it. Continue to be a good brother and just a leader for Samson, right?
All right.
What's your favorite thing to do?
Play football.
Yeah, but in football, what's your favorite thing? You like running, you like catching, you like quarterback.
Running.
You ever tackle anyone?
Tell them how you doing.
Yeah. I'm doing good.
So how the game? You got games coming up this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, so what would you say? I need you to give some advice to our listeners right now. What would
Okay.
you say to the young kids out there that want to play some football?
Um, just play and have fun.
Just play and have fun?
Yeah.
What if they're nervous? What if they're like scared to play, but they really want to try it? Were you scared ever?
Yeah, the first time I played. Yeah.
A little scared?
Yeah.
You still get butterflies when you go out and play?
Not flag, but tackle. Yeah. A little bit.
Yeah. I get butterflies still when I go out and coach. I still get nervous because I think when you're nervous, I think it's a good thing because it means you care about what's happening. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're scared. It just means that you're anxious a little bit because you want to do well and you want to be there for your team and you guys want to work towards that victory. So I think being nervous is a good thing, but you got to
Yeah.
control it once the game starts.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
My man. Well, it's good to see you. We'll see you this weekend. I'm going to come work out with your dad and get hurt by him.
Okay.
All right,
See
buddy.
ya.
Take care, man.
See ya.
Did you get your homework done?
Yeah. I just need you to check over it.
I'll come in just a few minutes. We're gonna run for just a few more minutes. Tell mommy we'll be done in a few minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Nope. See ya. No, I'm good. I'm good. Well, I'm gonna finish up with them. See ya.
Bye-bye.
See ya. All right. Back on track.
Told him not to listen to anything you say.
Yeah. That's probably a sound advice, really, because it's interesting how now they're actually playing tackle and they're a lot of the same stuff that we experienced when we were kids. Like I see it, especially in him. Like Samson's he's a bit of a meathead. Like he just I mean, the guy has zero fear for, I mean, but Isaac he comes up to me before every game. He's like, I'm nervous, right? And I'm like, it's normal to be nervous, and being nervous is a normal emotion. I'm validating you, right? And I'm like, the truth is, at every level that I've ever played at, and in both the sports that I excelled really at, I was nervous. I was nervous every single time I took the field, whether it was, a friendly game, whether it was a scrimmage, whether it was the World Cup, whether it was, in the NFL, like all of it was nerve-wracking. And I see some of those things in him now. And rather than the response that you and I got, which was, hey, suck it up, or no, don't be scared. It's, you know what I mean? Like that complete dismissal. I'm trying to go the other direction. And I'm noticing he's actually flourishing from it a little bit, like he'll go into, some of the things that we shared with Coach Jordan last week was like, those experiences that we had as players now translate as coaches because we still feel those same emotions. You know what I mean? Like on a
Dude,
Friday
I'm
night,
nervous every game.
yeah, Yeah, and on Friday nights, I'm still like you look around, even though it's
And then
like,
and then you just start rambling, and Perez is like, "Can you stop?"
yeah, put your headset up, put the mic up. No, somebody mute him. But hey, I think it's cool to watch. It's cool to watch, like from your standpoint, the high school girls who come in and they're teenagers, and then
It's a blast, man.
they turn into these like fine young women who will eventually go on to do these phenomenal things, go on to be phenomenal wives and mothers and business owners and entrepreneurs and I think that's the coolest part of what we do is you just never know the path that somebody's going to take. Um, and, ironically, as long as we've been coaching, you always think the pinnacle of your coaching career is when you land a guy that ends up playing in the NFL, right? Or succeeds like that. But that's like far from the truth.
Yeah,
It's
it's all those other ones, man. I mean, just with our girls program, we got girls like Taladera and Onesco who are serving the country right now overseas.
yeah,
We've got a girl playing or coach or who is a marketing director for the NFL.
yeah.
We have one of the top top rated women of color in radio, and Talia Blake in Orlando. She's on one of the big channels in Orlando doing
Yeah.
radio.
And then we had
Uh,
what wasn't it Gabby Vitale too? That
yeah,
she's out there with the LA Dodgers,
yep,
doing some big things over there too. I mean, it's
it's
amazing.
crazy.
And Jessica
Carrie Ann
Weatherman,
Bame, yeah, Weatherman, Carrie Ann Bame's doing her own dentistry work.
yeah. Oh,
And
how
you've got
Erica Serafini.
power lifter.
No, not power lifter, bodybuilder, bro. Sorry,
Yeah,
Erica.
it's both. It's both. She's strong.
Oh, come on. She was a
And then
D1 softball player that now she's oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this wrong. IBFF
a lot of
pro.
letters. Lot
She's
of
a pro,
letters.
right? She's a pro bodybuilder. We got Jessica Taylor,
And then you
who
got Jackie Figueredo, who's a spokesperson for Delta, and she's gonna be
she's a
starting.
pilot.
Yeah, she's a pilot, man. It's crazy.
I
So
mean, amazing human beings. Um, and we are fortunate, we are blessed.
Ashton Ludovici, remember her?
Yeah, going
She's
into
subbing at Steinbrenner right now while she's getting ready for medical school.
medical school. Yes,
So
I still talk to
it's
her.
cool, man.
Yeah,
Awesome to see it.
yeah, and I think those are bigger successes for me when I see some of our kids, obviously more on social media than anything else, and they're succeeding in life rather than just a couple moments, okay, like just succeeding in life rather than succeeding at the sport or the avenue that we originally caught their attention, or caught their attention by because it's such a short time. You know what I mean? Like you coach them for 4 years if you're lucky. But as an athlete, and we've done this before, right? Your career as an athlete is small. Let's say 10 years, 8 to 18. Okay. If you're lucky enough as a human being, you get 80 years, right? If you're lucky. Um, as a spouse, right? You could get 50 to 60. As a parent, you could get 40 to 50, right? But we are so dialed in and focused in on this much time in somebody's life when really we should be focusing on coaching this much time in that person's life. And I think 15 years of us being at Steinbrenner, now I'm starting to shift that mentality, right? Where, the football, obviously we like good football and we like to watch good football and we like to coach good football, but it's a cycle. Like some years you're going to have good dudes and some years you're just not.
One of the best things we ever say is that football is the avenue to help make wonderful humans in society, great citizens.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that you do a phenomenal job with. I think better than anybody else. It's one of the things you're best at is just building people and making them aware of things that they did not think they were capable of, and kind of Like, I mean, my son started with you. He was whimpering and crying, and a couple months later, he's trying to get guys out there to work out with him, and so it's amazing that you're able to kind of take these guys who, they've got some skill sets, kind of middle of the road dudes, young guys, and just turn them into absolute confidence machines is what it really is.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you build the armor on the outside, but it builds so much more inside of them
Yeah.
that they're able to take with them.
Yeah. One of my big coaching philosophies, right, is, and it starts with the young guys, but you always want to make it's confidence before competence. Like, I cannot expect you to do the job correctly if I don't make you confident enough to actually do the job. And so I see it so much on a daily basis with our youth football team, the 6U, the 8U, the 10U kids. And you have parents that are spending gobs and gobs of money. And they're like your classic soccer moms and dads that are yelling and screaming from the sideline. And you look at the kid and he's completely lost. And I've gotten bold enough nowadays to sit down and have conversations with those parents and go, look, here's how I coach. I'm not the greatest coach in the world, but if you teach them how to be confident first, then you can expect them to be competent later. It doesn't go the other way around. You know what I mean? And I think they some of them get it, and some of them are still in the old school. So I'm just like, we got to keep doing what we're doing, and keep moving forward, because eventually these people become leaders. These young men and women become leaders. And I say this all the time to our athletes that become those leaders. I say, look, a leader is not somebody who has the best statistics, who has the most goals, the most touchdowns, right? Who runs the fastest or lifts the most weights. The true sign of a leader is someone who can make somebody think and move and act better than they thought they could. Because you know what you can do. You know what your skill set is. You know what your strengths and weaknesses are. That person hasn't found them yet. And if you're really who you say you are, if you're really a leader among leaders, then you're gonna help that person find that and express that and find themselves like you found yourselves. That's a true sign of being a leader. So I think, as far as where I'm sitting at, I've failed a lot in life. I've failed in everything in life, whether it's sports, academics, personal life, financially. Dude, I failed at everything. And showing everybody all the shiny medals that I've accrued over the career that I've had, it people smile and they go, wow, and they're impressed for just a second. But then I share all of the failures I've ever had. And it sticks, it lasts, and it makes an impression. And that's where I'm starting to go. This is our sign as leaders, is not by just yelling at them and showing them the X's and O's, but showing them that we're human and showing them that, hey, the reason why I succeeded is because I suffered through all of my failures. Boom, got them. It took me 20 years to get that done. You know what I mean?
Got a cool leadership story for you before we go.
Let's go.
We're getting ready to play Robinson.
Okay.
And my senior captain, Maddie Bridges, she's one of the top rushers in the state, rushing the quarterback. Was one of the top 5 in sacks in the state last year. And throughout the week, we're watching film, and we get to the day before the game, and she comes up. She's awesome. Like, she's great at bringing the team together. She has like different group events each week for the girls. She'll throw breakfast somewhere. Hey, we're having breakfast at this house this week. Everybody be there. And then we're going to the beach. So just great at team building. So she comes up to me before film is over, and she says, we need to talk. And I was like, okay, you've never said that before. Is everything all right? Like, everything good at home? She's like, yeah, I'm good. But I think you should start D-Ray over me at rusher this week. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? Like, you're my captain. You're one of the best rushers in the state. She's like, if you watch how their quarterback releases the football, D-Ray's taller than me. She's going to be able to cause her some issues with throw angle, and I think it'll mess up their timing. So she's like, it matters a lot more to me that this team wins than that I play. And I was like, dang.
Awesome.
Like, how cool is that?
What's cool, you know what's cool about that is because somewhere along the line, you laid that impression on her. Enough so that she could take action on that impression. That is phenomenal. I love it.
And what's crazy is first play of the game, D-Ray rushes in, quarterback throws it, she smacks it right back in her face. And I was like, oh. And she came up, she was like, I told you. I was like,
yeah, like any good woman would do. She'd point a finger at you and say, I told you so. Just kidding. But yeah, that's a phenomenal
super proud moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Many proud moments. And many more proud moments to come. Listen, hopefully Wednesday will be another proud coach moment. Right.
It will be either way.
Either way. But listen, we're going UFC 300 on this. I'm calling it here Wednesday night at high school. Bo
Right, so
I love you.
Funny story. Bo's my dude, man. I love Bo Puckett.
Yeah.
We're in overtime. They bring the whole teams out to the midfield. And he just looks at me and goes, you want to wrestle?
just like the Beat It music video.
I said, hold on, let me get my son real quick.
You should ask him if you want to race. Hey, let's just race.
Not these days. I got to get back on the turf with you before I get back into racing.
Dude, seriously, because
we're going.
You better. You're here with them anyways, and all you have is a Dunkin'. You have a Dunkin'.
I'm gonna push it with one hand and sipping with the other. Progress.
Jeez. Anyways, you've seen twice. I've been interrupted twice because it's Monday night. It's a school night.
Go to bed.
I've already gotten the look from the missus. Sorry, honey. You're never gonna watch this anyways. But to the other 41 subscribers. We love you. We appreciate you.
25% increase.
That's it. We will see you guys in next week's. Hey, Coach Greggy, good luck on Wednesday. And always, lovies.
I appreciate it. We don't need luck, though. We got the spirit of the warrior.
Hey, yo. Lovies.
Hey, yo.